Hello everybody, this is Gold League Gamer 1 and Dyne, and welcome back to Let's Play Final Fantasy VI.
Learned Terra's backstory in the previous video, and it looks like you're finally equipping some espers.
Yep. It was bound to happen sometime.
Yep, and as mentioned in the previous video, these are pretty much all the ones you'll get in the first half of the game, but there are a few optional ones you can pick up. And that's right, if everyone's equipment gets removed, they also lose their relics as well. And getting some sprint shoes always helps. In terms of plot, it's time to head back to Narshe.
Yeah, I kept forgetting where it was we're going.
Yep, just along there. Now, the little airship trick that Setzer offered to teach that you skipped in the previous one is if you hold Y, you'll be able to strafe and kind of maneuver yourself for easier landing. And cutscene time. What's even funnier is you can take the side entrance into town and then try to leave town through the main entrance and you'll still get the cutscene.
Yep.
The people of Narshe are going to war!
Your plan would combine Narshe's money with the Figaro's machinery to storm the Empire. Not enough manpower, though.
Edgar not only broke off that alliance, he's turned it on him. Can't blame him, though. If Terra's in your party, you won't get this little cutscene. Well, you'll still get the cutscene, but not the part where she enters.
Ah.
Now, how are they going to cross the sea? There's only one airship. And taking regular boats would be spotted quite a ways away from Zen.
Yep.
But I'm no strategist, especially when it comes to fake battles in video games.
Okay.
On Fire Emblem, I just build up my characters so strongly that the regular enemies can't touch them.
Okay. Oh, have you played Path of Radiance?
Yep.
Ah. Alright, because yeah, I remember this one time when Redemption's Edge was trying to get me to play Fire Emblem Path of Radiance, but I was warned that it's more of a strategy game than an RPG.
Yeah, it's a classic strategy RPG. The only thing, actually, Path of Radiance is fairly easy compared to other games in the series, but the thing that people both love or hate about Fire Emblem is if a character dies, they're gone permanently.
Yeah, that's the thing. So.
That was one thing people liked about Fire Emblem Awakening. You can turn that off. Now, at this point in the game, there's new equipment in the shops, and you can recruit an optional party member. You just have to trigger the events to do so.
Yep.
And exploring around town. Yeah, this armor is going to be pretty much some of the best you'll be able to get it for the rest of this first half of the game. If you decide to buy some, but the way to go is that little hut in there to the south. Not going down the stairs, that's Arvis's house. That elixir's still in the grandfather clock. Nothing doing if you go to the mines right now. Won't trigger anything. So, backtrack. And thank goodness for the sprint shoes, otherwise it would take twice as long walking around. Oh, there's the elixir. Finally got it.
Yeah, I wasn't gonna forget about the sprint shoes.
And those old guys just walking back and forth. Another clock. I think there's another elixir in that one, too. Just back where he started.
Yeah, it took me a while to figure this out.
So walking around Narshe, not talking to anyone.
Nope.
Heading back into Narshe. Locke's behaving like one of those people who thought, oh, did I go really lock my door? Oh, I think I forgot something in the house. No, it's telling me, oh, I think I forgot something else. Oh, I left the lights on. Oh, shoot. And there was a glimpse of another optional character who cannot be recruited until much, much later. But that little entrance he just went through was too big for the party at the very beginning of the game to go through in their Magitech armor. But this actually leads up to where the big battle to protect the Esper took place. And I still still can't believe my entire regiment lost to 7 people! Magic or no magic, I had you heavily outnumbered, you were underleveled, and oh, that just makes me so angry!
Deal with it, Kefka.
Well, I'd laugh to reduce my stress level. You wouldn't believe all the red tape they have going on in the Empire. Why, I had to sign 20 forms for killing 10 people. Oh, the nerve of all of it.
Clearly, your army is not powerful enough compared to mine.
Well, I don't have a retort for that. I can't believe it. Because, I mean, an entire regiment. There were about 100 troops. You were outnumbered over 10 to 1. I'll get back to you when I think of a better retort. Because while you were still learning how to spell your name... Oh, I did that already. Oh, it's too much fun. I was being trained to... not conquer galaxies. That's the actual line from the movie. What the hell kind of training did I receive anyway? I just do things.
Yeah. Of course you just do things.
But if there's anything I can do, it's laugh!
Yes, Kefka, you have the best laugh.
And it came through pretty good for a Super NES sound chip as well. I'm gonna have to replay Final Fantasy Dissidia because Kefka was voiced by Dave Wittenberg on that, and I don't remember how he pulled off the laugh on that one. But I could tell he had a lot of fun voicing Kefka in that one too. Yeah, back to the armor shop. I think the clerk's starting to get suspicious. I mean, Locke, a noted thief, is going in there, just taking a look around and then leaving again. Looks like he's planning out his shoplifting moment. And back on it. Well, we're getting plenty of exercise running around town like this.
Yeah, but I do eventually figure out the correct path to go.
And down along there. So if you talk to the guy standing down there, he says, "Oh, this lone wolf has escaped. I hope my treasure's okay." And lo and behold, he's right here. Now, you can come in here earlier and pick up the treasure ahead of time, except for one that was locked. And that thief knife is useful for Locke since it will attack an enemy and steal at the same time. That empty one was what was locked before. Yeah, but unfortunately the thief knife is meant to be gotten after the Battle of Narshe, so it's a little out of date now. Plenty of mithril shields, so those are actually the best shields for about 2 characters. It's time to chase him! Nobody robs from the great treasure hunter. Locke and gets away with it. It's time to go back to where we were at the beginning.
He's a treasure hunter, not a thief.
Just like I'm a court jester, and not an omnicidal maniac who plans to destroy the world with magic. Oh, he got up there quickly. And unfortunately, you have to take the long way. Back through the mines. Oh, almost made it without a battle. And poor Gao's in critical condition, but there's not much to worry about with these enemies. Come on, Gao, you were doing 4,000 damage against enemies in the previous dungeon. These are enemies from the beginning of the game. You gotta be hitting them harder than that. More were-rats. Okay, Gao, you're fired. That's pitiful. A single stone for less than 400 damage at this point. You're stronger than that.
I like to think that he is a strong fighter myself.
Of course, it also depends on which raid you're using, too.
I've stuck with the same one the entire time.
Yeah, there are several super good ones. Of course, I keep talking about the stray cat. And once again, if you take the time to build them up on the Veldt, you can turn them into a real powerhouse. And there's actually a bug in this version of the game but it requires a certain relic and a certain sword that you'll obtain later. Oh, we caught up with them. We found the Esper.
Yep.
And you literally do have to not move. It only takes about 5 seconds. Okay, we give up. Nope. He's a little feisty Moogle. Now at this point, you have to make a friend or idle decision. A gold hairpin that is an accessory that cuts MP cost by 75%. Actually, not that useful at this point in the game because you really don't run out of MP very easily. But he can talk. Human-loving, fast-talking, street-smart, slam-dancing Moogle. And it is Mog, the one who helped us way back at the beginning and was also our host during the split scenarios. Little psycho Ramu. And now I'm gonna join your party! Yeah, take this. I'm gonna leap to my death.
Geronimo!
Splat. I fell right next to Wile E. Coyote. Oh, and I actually made a mistake while talking about the enemies named Ralph on the Empire continent. Ralph was not the sheepdog in those Warner Brother cartoons. Ralph was actually the wolf. And the sheepdog.
I know. You mentioned that in the comments of an earlier episode.
Yeah, and the sheepdog's name was Sam. So those are some classics. Should be watched.
I thought Sam was the Yosemite.
Nope. There's more than one Sam in Looney Tunes. Because you have Yosemite Sam and Sam the sheepdog. And the classic bulldog's name is Mark Anthony.
Not to be confused with the famous Mark Anthony.
Nope, and he ended up doing a lot better. He didn't have to commit suicide by falling onto his sword. He just takes care of a little kitten that wanders into his house one day. That's a very sweet cartoon. I can't remember the name of it though. Okay, just get back out of the mines. Now the thing about Mog, and this was mentioned before, if you use him in battle and don't use any of his abilities and win the battle, he'll be able to learn dances based on that area. And there is one type of dance that you can only get in the first half of the game. You have to go back to the Lette River or through the Serpent Trench and fight a battle on water in order to unlock that. And it's actually super handy for the next dungeon if you opt to take him in. Taking Mog is actually a good idea because he starts about 5 levels ahead of everyone else. Yeah, that guy's handy for changing around equipment if you have stuff that's shared between members and you're not using them, won't be using them before long, or if you need to unequip everyone's espers pretty quickly. Because even if you switch party members out, they'll continue to have their espers equipped.
Well, yeah, I don't want to mess myself up. That's why I went against it.
And if you talk to everyone on the airship, they'll have different things to say. And of course, for those who switch into the party, you need to give them espers. There's Mog's dance ability.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mog starts out at level 24. And the thing about espers is you may notice it says at level up. That's a little bonus that it gives you. You can turn your characters into absolute killing machines if you use that right when grinding levels later on. It's not overly necessary. And the next step is to return to the southern continent. But since the whole world is open up to you, you can explore places you couldn't reach before. There's a little island on the top right of the map where you'll run into either super easy enemies or a unique enemy that will give you 10 magic points if you can beat him. But the way to beat him is to cast Death on him. And then he'll counterattack with a meteor ability that'll do about 1,000 damage, so I usually have Mog do that first. You can access the final town, but you won't be able to do anything in it because you're strangers and they won't trust you. All you can do is go sleep at the inn for 1,000 gil per night. It's just easier to go into the airship and do the free healing in there. But there are enemies you can fight on that continent where you can steal some pretty good armor, even though it'll be for sale at that point in the game when you reach it naturally, so it's up to you. And as mentioned before, you could go to Sen and pick up a good magicite for healing. And go to the auction house to get 2 more pieces of magicites in Jador, if you're feeling lucky.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't remember if it's this video or the next one that I actually go into the auction house.
Well, this one's only about a minute and a half to go, so I'm gonna guess the next one.
Yeah, it might be.
Yeah, my Let's Play actually he considers recruiting Mog and doing the auction house stuff a side video. Not necessarily for the main story, but handy to watch if you want some tips on getting that stuff. I'm hoping to resume that before long. I need to finish the games I'm playing and just get back to it. There's also that forest on the right there is also home to a unique enemy where you can only fight in this portion of the game. That's a rare enemy called a grenade. And usually you only really need to fight if you're an absolute completionist on fighting all the enemies. There's Mobliz. And the Velda world music. Now, one thing I highly recommend is the weapon shop in Narshe has a new weapon for Locke called the Hawkeye.
Yep. And I think we're about to come to the end of the video.
And the Hawkeye's super useful.
Alright, and so until next time, this is Gold Glee Gamer 1 and Dyne. Later, folks.
Bye, guys. And close out the save.